Your Giants now on the clock. Oh, the most crucial pick of the first round for you. On the clock there with what needs do you see the Giants having right now?
All right, well, wide receiver we know, but I don't think it's anything bad. I don't think they're wasting anything on a first-round pick here at receiver. There's enough to go around. They got Darren Waller. They got some other guys I think they're confident in. Center is definitely one that I thought about here, okay? But I came away going, they got a better chance of they can get another interior O-lineman or a center in the second round, where the position I'm about to throw up is I want to go, you're not going to get anybody this good like in the second round at this position. And that's where I'm going with my corner, DJ Turner from Michigan. They don't have an island shutdown corner. Wink Martindale's defense doesn't work unless he has that. I mean, he's told me that before to my face, So I know that's what he believes in. There's a reason they had Marlon Humphrey and those damn corners down there in Baltimore, because it allows him to do what you play man-to-man, I can do crazy shit. You play man-to-man, I can blitz like crazy, right? So that to me, there's only one real island corner left. Emmanuel Forbes is good. He's a straight liner who's tall and doesn't change direction good. You can't say that you're going to trust him on a corner. I mean, on an island. Turner's that guy to me. Turner to me is my second favorite corner. Yeah. I like him better than Gonzalez. I think he's got a lot of the DJ Witherspoon type of thing in there, right? So I'm going to go there. I had a little birdie tell me there was some liking there, and I'm going to go with it too. Yeah.
Oh, because that was my question, because he was your number 2 corner.
Right.
He's your number 4 corner off the board in your mock draft. I wonder how many people throughout the league share your view of him, because your view is not consensus.
No, I know it's not.
I think a lot of people had DJ Turner as maybe like the 7th best corner in this draft.
Right. No, I understand.
But you're getting a feeling that some NFL teams see him
I know
as
some NFL teams have like end of first round grades on them and stuff like that. Yes, I do. And then I got to feel that, from somebody I know that, talks to some people there in New York, that's what they thought. There was a little bit of a love affair there with. So we'll see. I don't know. I could be wrong on that one. The center conversation, certainly, whether it's John Michael Schmitz or Tipman from Wisconsin, those seem to be the 2 guys that are consensus first rounders, or the guys that could go in the first round at the center position. I'm going to bet they go with somebody that can make a little bit more of a difference.
Well, now with your connections and your history and you putting DJ Turner here to the Giants, that will be the consensus pick here in moments. 26, most hated rival, the Cowboys, on the clock now.
Yeah, and this is where I'm going to go center. I am. I'm going to go John Michael Schmitz, right? The center's been an issue. There hasn't been high-level play there, right? I mean, I think they're in the process here the last year or two of kind of retooling their offensive line, making it a little younger. When they were at their best, Ezekiel Elliott's early years there, I mean, they had killers across the board. And I think they're, going to try to protect their investment in Dak Prescott that way. Their defense was awesome. We know that. Mm-hmm. I mean, McCarthy made a comment when he took over, and Kellen was, I want to run the ball more, right? So all of those things lead me to think that. Tight end was a thought, I don't know. I just, again, I think Laporta's there. I don't think Laporta from Iowa is viewed as from everybody there, so I didn't do it as far as that's concerned. What was the other position? A D-line I did think about too. Do they start thinking about a Lucas Van Ness or a Will McDonald? Those are Miles Murphy from Clemson, right? Those type of guys. I could see them thinking about that too, but I also then just got into like, well, damn, you had arguably one of the best defenses in football, and you had the most fearsome pass rush in football too, right? So I just went, they need help in other places, and that's where I went with John Michael Schmitz.
The number 1 center off the board. He was your number 1 center in college football too.
Yeah, he was.
Goes to the Cowboys at 26. Then you got the Bills. Sitting next to you for a year watching the Buffalo Bills, you just kept saying, they need to add some more weapons for Josh Allen. They need more offensive weapons.
Right.
Can they do it in the draft?
I think they can. I think this is where they're going to do it, right? I don't think there's a D tackle that makes sense for them here. Linebacker, I know they lost Tremaine Edmonds. I certainly thought about it, but I don't know if there's one quite worthy. This is maybe where one of them gets overdrafted because of the need a little bit. Like we talked about our top linebackers all being kind of starting at the 35 pick.
Right.
Maybe they go 7, 8 spots early because of the need there. But I think the receiver finally happens here. Jaxon Smith-Njigba, right? Ohio State. And as I told you a few minutes ago, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, there's some teams that are like, oh, no, he's definitely one of the top 15. And then I talk to other teams that go, we have a top of the second round grade on him. So there's a disconnect in football, definitely. And then when you add on, the underwhelming 40 time and a hamstring issue, yeah, he's a little all over the place. It's all over the place. But I just think for me here, even with the injury concern, this is perfect for me. And who knows where they have him valued. But they need him. And I just go, you got Diggs on the outside, Gabe Davis on the outside, and now you got Jaxon Smith-Njigba working the inside. Watch out. I like that little combination there. I thought about Quentin Johnson, but I wonder, they got Gabe Davis. They kind of already have the big receiver.
Yeah.
They need something else, and that's where I ended up going Jaxon Smith-Njigba.
Yeah, Jaxon Smith-Njigba is the favorite to be the first wide receiver taken, according to BetMGM, minus 500, but you have Zay Flowers going ahead of him. It's hard to kind of visualize how this would happen, right? If some teams do have him as a top 15, maybe they would trade up if they saw him start to slip like this, but is it worth how much do you have to give up? So, yeah, I think that is a receiver because that's one of those names that were thrown around there in the Jamar Chase kind of like franchise-changing receiver.
I don't agree with
at
that at
Ohio
all.
State. He was one of the best ones we had there, even while we had Olave and Garrett Wilson.
I think that's cooled off to a degree, but still people love the size, the strength, and what he can do after the catch. They love the route running. But then I have other friends that go, he's too slow and he'll never separate from a big time, and he can't play outside at all. And they're scared that kind of what we said during the time, that, he's quick and great with the ball in his hands, but is that going to be really that good in the NFL? Because, he might make a guy miss, and then he'd be running up to, I'm going to make the second guy miss. Yeah, but the first guy that you made miss already caught you from behind, right? So that's where it's a little all over with him. And then you talk about hamstring issue for a guy that relies on his hamstring. That's also adds to the all-overness with the player overall. So be interesting to see where he goes. But, I know – I saw mocks where the Titans at 11, the Texans at 12, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, right? Damn, I thought I saw one with the Jets. I want to go, how many receivers is Aaron Rodgers going to get this year? I mean, everybody.
Yeah, he's got a list of 17 wide receivers in college right now that he wants them to draft.
I think I saw another one with the Packers, too. So, obviously he's viewed high by some, but I do think there's some out there that I know that are a little scared, too.
Cincinnati Bengals probably don't need a wide receiver. Got a good wide receiver room. They're on the clock at 28.
Tight end. I don't think tackle is a part of the conversation here. All right. So tight end, again, I thought about, all right, if a Michael Mayer were on the board, I'm sure they would take him. I thought about my guy Sam Laporta here, right?
He's come up a lot in this podcast.
Well, to me, he's the next guy off the board.
Yeah.
I know he's liked, but I haven't heard anybody specifically say, I might take him at the end of round 1.
Right.
So that's where I'm chicken, right? Okay. So I chickened out there, but I wouldn't be mad at that pick. I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs, though, Alabama, running back. This could be trouble for Joe Mixon. It could end up making him the odd man out and getting cut. It could just actually them go, hey, what, we'll be okay 1 year. We'll ride it out with Joe Mixon in the last year of his deal here or whatever, and we got our guy for the future. Gibbs is just so special, and just the type of guy that, again, I look at their team. They're pretty well-rounded across the board. I don't know if there's a D tackle that's worth it there. There definitely isn't in my mind. Maybe an edge guy again. Maybe they could get into that conversation. Sam Hubbard, maybe they look for his replacement here in a few years. I don't know. But I went into Gibbs going, wait, running back is a need. And you put that damn guy in that West Coast offense, right, with that quarterback and those receivers there, and holy shit, they're going to put you in a bind. I mean, a real bind. And I think they can get a good tight end in the second round. So that's why they go Jahmyr Gibbs.
We did see last year with Samaje Perine how they gave him a little bit extra juice, and Joe Mixon was not giving him that juice. And so, yeah, maybe they do see that.
This
as
guy's got
position
juice
of need
for
yeah.
days, and he could be a big-time difference maker.
And you made sure to say, too, when you did your running back rankings, like Bijan Robinson, people are talking about him as being a generational football player. You're like, Jamar Gibbs does a lot of things really good and is not far behind.
I mean, he's like, if it was no Bijan Robinson, it'd be a lot more Jahmyr Gibbs talk, a lot more. Because, like I said at the time, to me, he's better than Travis Etienne coming out, and that says a lot because I think a lot of Travis Etienne. So again, he'd be the kind of guy I wouldn't be shocked anywhere from 20 to 31 if he went off the board. I really wouldn't. I think he's that kind of a talent.
Saints are next.
Yeah.
At 29.
Yeah, they're getting up there on the defensive age. They just lost Marcus Davenport, right? Cam Jordan's getting up in age. They lost David Onyemata in free agency. This is where I'm going to go Lucas Van Ness, right? This is the pass rusher from Iowa, defensive tackle, edge guy. You know, he's that kind of mold of what he's that guy. Trey Hendrickson, right, who came from New Orleans, Marcus Davenport, Cam Jordan, he can play defense end on, first down. We can move. Oh, wait, it's 2nd and 12 or it's 3rd and 10. We can move him to D tackle. Nobody can block him on the inside, right? So they typically have liked these type of guys. This is one guy that I certainly sit here at 29 and go, I could be wrong here. He's another one that I know teams in football, some teams look at him as like he's a top, 8, somewhere between 8 and 20. And then I know there's a few other teams that have him a little later in the first round.
What are they skeptical of?
I think the overall explosiveness of the player. Getting off the ball, can he really threaten the edge as a true edge pass rusher that way? I think the teams that like him aren't going to be valuing that as much as, hey, we think he's good at that, but there's a lot of other stuff that he's really good at too, even though he's not awesome at that, the prototypical edge pass rusher, right?
Strong. He's powerful. He's
strong,
Hercules.
He's powerful. He's versatile, right? He can do a lot of different things schematically, whether it's one gap, two gap, at a few different positions too. So I think that's where a team and a guy like Dennis Allen will really value a Lucas Van Ness.
The Eagles value the big dudes up front on the offensive and defensive line, although you had them taking Bijan Robinson with the number 10 overall pick. They're back here on the clock at number 30.
Yeah, and I don't think an O-line fits here. And again, their O-line is pretty stacked. I know some people think they might draft an O-lineman for the future or whatever, right? But I go, damn, I mean, they drafted their center of the future last year, and I would think he's going to be the starting guard with the center they drafted for the future the year before that, and Landon Dickerson, who is the guard, right? So, I mean, tackles, they're awesome. I don't know. I mean, do we have to have the greatest O-line in the history of football and the greatest backups in the history too? Yeah. I just don't see it there. I think this is where they protect themselves for the future on the edge a little bit. I think this is where they go edge. And I'm going to go Will McDonald from Iowa State. And like Lucas Van Ness, this is a guy that I was disappointed I have him going number 30. I really am. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't be shocked if he went off the board at 11 to the Titans. I wouldn't be shocked if it was the Packers, the Steelers, your Lions, the Seahawks at 20. I mean, there's a few teams I certainly would say I would not be shocked, right? I think he's not the sexy media guy, but there's a lot of NFL people that go, this dude's a football player, and I want him on my team, right? Yeah. They're at a point, too, where Brandon Graham, 1-year deal, Derek Barnett on the last year of his deal, Josh Sweat, they can get out of their deal. The deal could be over at the end of this year. So this is where I think it's like a future pick, let alone he can add something to the team this year.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's drafting for need in the NFL. People are like, you're always going to need all these positions every year. You're going to need them. The turnover is so great from year to year, injuries and contracts and whatnot, demand trades. So, beef up on any part of your football team that you can. You like Will McDonald a lot. You got to run on edge here at the end of your first round. You got Lucas Van Ness, then you got Will McDonald. Last pick of the first round, the Chiefs at 31.
The Chiefs at 31, and I'm going to the edge again. I am. One with the tackle situation. I don't think there's the value there for the guy. All right, wide receiver. I thought about maybe Quentin Johnson here. Would they do that? I mean, they got some damn good receivers. They're not desperate there. And I feel like they're a team that, like, if they want another receiver, they could take one in the second and probably still get one that can really contribute.
And it seems like always there are receivers out there who want to play with Patrick Mahomes,
They're
too.
never going to have that problem.
Yeah.
Never. Now, I don't know. Would you like to see that? Sky Moore, Quentin Johnson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Kadarius Toney. I mean, damn, that could be good. But, damn, that's a lot of assets in one spot. And I want to go, no, we still need defensive lineman. I'm going to go Miles Murphy, Clemson here, right? I'm not so sure I shouldn't maybe switch these two. I don't know, Eagles, would they like Miles Murphy over a Will McDonald? I'm not sure. He's more of your traditional pass rusher, a Miles Murphy.
I'll tell you what.
I can see it flip-flopping either way.
If that does happen, I'm going to give you credit.
Okay,
I'm
you'll kiss your own butt that way?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, on the pod, live.
But either way, I think it's a very big position need for the Chiefs. I do. When you just Frank Clark's gone. I know they signed Charles Omenihu from Omenihu. I always mess up his name, from the 49ers. He's a good football player, but I don't think he's the answer for the future. They got a chance here, to get a guy who's and Miles Murphy was not my favorite edge rusher, but damn, he's mid 260s. He's athletic and quick as hell. He's your good starting defensive end for a long, long time.
Yeah.
I think he was a little overrated early on in this process, but certainly a starting NFL defensive end who could be really damn good. You couple him with Chris Jones and Karl Aftis, you talk about the two linebackers they have, and you start to go, oh my gosh, this is some young, talented defense the Chiefs got.
Make some strength stronger, too.
Yo, thanks for watching, homies. It's the off season, but there's no off season for us here at Unbuttoned. Me, Ahmed Fareed, we're going to hit all the stories. So hit subscribe for us, okay? We got a ton coming up. My draft prospect rankings, my Simms top 40 quarterback countdown, and videos of me and NFL QBs playing catch and talking about their development and mechanics. Again, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. See you soon.